I have been wanting to make some more content for my YouTube, dabble with that a little bit more, and I thought, what better opportunity than World Book Day and talk about the two kitchen, so happens to be both kitchen garden cookbooks that I've been involved with, both by good big publishers. The first one, well, this is actually the most recent one, was by Pavilion Press, and the second one back in 2016 was produced by, I have to check the publisher because in both instances they changed from, I think this one was HarperCollins and this one was produced by Francis Lincoln Limited. So really amazing, two amazing opportunities I was given, and I thought I'd jump on here and talk about how I got involved with them, and how that all came about, because I don't really hear of photographers talking about that. I think my background in wedding photography has put me in good stead in both these instances to get involved with the project, and I think it was coincidence that they turned out both to be of a similar kind of subject matter. The first one for the Continis, who own restaurants in Edinburgh, that came about because Stephen Jardine, the TV presenter, he runs Taste Communication, which is a Scottish food and drink company promoting Scottish food and drink, and he had seen some work I'd done for an Edinburgh restaurant and had a chat with the Continis and then asked me if I was interested in getting involved. And I was hired partly because I'd had no experience of working on a book, so it was kind of like a fun and scary initiation for me to do that for the very first time. But it was everyone's first experience, so there were things that we were doing that I think I don't think it's unfair to sort of say that I was pushed to my limits lots of times in terms of just my skill set and my experience was, zero, apart from you have to turn your hand to everything being a wedding photographer. And I kind of based a lot of decisions on those kinds of things. But I definitely know that that's why I was hired as well, because Karina wanted something that was very real and authentic, and she wanted that to come across in the pictures. And I feel that I delivered that for the team as well. So it was really good fun to be involved with. But there was one day where we had done a lot of dishes and kind of pictures of the food being prepared and scenes from in the garden and stuff like that. And normally, because I've chatted to people since, you would have a food stylist on board, kind of like the food gets produced, the food stylist would style everything and the photographer would take the pictures. It was not like that for either of these shoots, actually. I worked kind of hand in hand directly with the people that were making the food, the chefs and everything, in Karina's house. And I was handed a plate of food, and I would then go and choose somewhere in the house to take pictures of it. And there's quite a few pictures that I took where they had this amazing old fireplace in their Victorian house, and they had a slate back to it. And I thought, the light hit just right, and I could use that for a really cool backdrop. So if you get a copy of this book, you'll see in the backdrop to there's some seafood and I think a chocolate mousse or something like that. You'll see a kind of grey slate backdrop, and that's what that is. That's the fireplace. So yeah, I think on other book publications, there's a food stylist hired, and you normally do about maybe 5 or 6 dishes in one session. And there was one day where I really felt at the limit of what I was able to deliver for everybody, because I'm sure we did not exaggerating, 60 plus meals that I photographed one day, recipes. So yeah, that was a tough day. I look back, I think if you'd asked me straight afterwards, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I could never do this again. But clearly that's not true, because I then went on to get involved with this second book for a completely different publisher. This one is Pavilion, with Diana, who made this book, Greenfields. This book happened because a friend of mine who's a photographer couldn't manage the year-long commitment and couldn't manage to do that shoot, because they're very seasonal. So I was going back over the course of a year to document different kind of seasons, different food that was happening during those seasons as well. So I had the pleasure of joining Diana at her house in the Borders, and very similar approach. We were very kind of hands-on, working together, and it was really nice to have the scope of being able to kind of say, oh, like the light over there is beautiful, or let me grab a picture of that for you whilst we're doing this. So we had a shot list in both scenarios. You know, there was obviously, you know, they were both writing stuff for the book that needed to be documented, but within that I had the scope to be able to kind of see pictures and grab the ones that I wanted to get. And there was a moment where Diana kind of was walking past me with a bunch of carrots that she just pulled out of the ground, and I was like, stop right there. The light was amazing. I can't remember what I said now, but it made her laugh. I was being a little bit too passionate about the sunlight and the carrots, but anyway. So yeah, I feel really lucky to have been given both these opportunities, and I really enjoyed the fact that it was kind of like, you know, we had a kind of sustained kind of relationship over the course of the year to be able to evolve things and let things grow, and you know, take pictures as these things happened, and it was really good fun. And I would definitely be up for another book project at any point if the opportunity came again. But yeah, I wanted to jump on here to talk about the books. I haven't shown you details of the book because I'm not sure about the copyright rules on sharing published books, but I will put links to them both underneath. So I want to say happy World Book Day. And also I would like to grow my content on YouTube, because I think it's kind of like, you know, I've got 16 years of experience of being a photographer. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask me, I'd more than happily talk about them. You know, about my career in photography, how things came about, and stuff like that. I also might use this channel to talk about some of my artwork as well, because I'm also developing that side of things too. I have a secondary business called Tay and Bear, and I produce original artwork for that. So thanks for watching this far, and hopefully I will be able to come up with some interesting content that people are willing to watch and interact with. That would be amazing. See you again soon.